good afternoon everyone. I'm Anna Panesti. Today, I would like to tell you about second story from Advanced Storybooks. Before the last war, officers in the Navy had a lot of more freedom. When their ship was in port, then they had nowadays. They were expected to lead a busy social life and to take an active part in sport action. It was therefore rather difficult for them to find time to do all their other duties. Usually, all the officers in a ship used to have a regular meeting together once a week to receive orders from their captain, make reports, and discuss any business that had to be discussed, such as who should represent the ship in the next football match. One such meeting was being held on board a ship one day, and after the regular business had been completed, the time came to discuss the date of the next meeting. Friday of the next week was suggested, and so was Monday of the week after, but both of them interfered with somebody arrangement for the weekend. And in the end, it was generally agreed that the meeting should be held on Wednesday, as the would be the least likely day to interfere with anybody convenient, since it was right in the middle of the week. As the officers were leaving, however, one of them was heard to say Wednesday is the worst day because it interferes with the weekend. Okay, thank you. The third story. Mr. and Mrs. William had always spent their summer holiday in England in the past in a small boarding house at the seaside. One year, however, Mr. William made a lot of money in his business, so they decided to go to Rome and stay at a really good hotel while they went around and saw the sight of that famous city. They flew to Rome and arrived at their hotel late one evening. They expected that they would have to go to bed hungry, because in the boarding house they had been used to in the past, no meals were served after 7 o'clock in the evening. They were therefore surprised when the clerk who received them in the hall of the hotel asked them whether they would be taking dinner there that night. "Are you still serving dinner then?" asked Mrs. William. "Yes, certainly, madam," answered the clerk. "We serve it until 9:30. What are the time of meals then?" asked Mr. Williams. "Well, sir," answered the clerk, "we serve breakfast from 7 to 11:30 in the morning, lunch from 12 to 3 in the afternoon, tea from 4 to 5, and dinner from 6 to 9:30. But that hardly leaves any time for us to see the sight of Rome," said Mrs. William in a disappointed voice. "Thank you." Fourth story. Mrs. Black was having a lot of trouble with her skin, so she went to her doctor about it. He could not find anything wrong with her, however, so he sent her to the local hospital for some tests. The hospital, of course, sent the result of the test direct to Mrs. Black's doctor, and the next morning he telephoned her to give her a list of the things that he thought she should not eat, as any of them might be the cause of her skin trouble. Mrs. Black carefully wrote all the things down on a piece of paper, which she then left beside the telephone while she went out to a ladies' meeting. When she got back home 2 hours later, she found her husband waiting for her. He had a big basket full of packages beside him, and when he saw her, he said, "Hello, dear, I have done all your shopping for you." "Done all my shopping?" she asked in surprise. "But how did you know what I wanted?" "Well, when I got home, I found your shopping list beside the telephone," answered her husband. "So I went down to the shop and bought everything you had written down." Of course, Mrs. Black had to tell him that he had bought all the things the doctor did not allow her to eat. Fifth story. Some young soldiers who had recently joined the army were being trained in modern ways of fighting, and one of the things they were shown was how an armed man could trick an armed enemy and take his weapon away from him. First, one of their two instructors took a knife away from the other, using only his bare hand, and then he took a rifle away from him in the same way. After the lesson, and before they went on to train the young soldiers to do this thing themselves,
The two instructors asked them a number of questions to see how well they had understood what they had been shown. One of the questions was this: Will you now know what an armed man can do against a man with a rifle? Imagine that you are guarding a bridge at night, and that you have a rifle. Suddenly you see an armed enemy soldier coming toward you. What will you do? The young soldier who had to answer this question thought carefully for a few seconds before he answered, and he said, "Well, after what I have just seen, I think that the first thing I would do would be to get rid of my rifle as quickly as I could so that the unarmed enemy soldier couldn't take it from me and kill me with it." Seventh story. Nasreddin never seemed to have enough money to pay his bill, so he always owed money to the shopkeeper in his town. Most of them were patient, understanding men and did not speak to him very often about the money that he owed them. But there was one who was not at all patient and who was also very fond of money. Whenever this man saw Nasreddin, he reminded him of the money that he had not yet paid him, and he very often did this in front of Nasreddin's best friend, which made Nasreddin feel very uncomfortable as he did not want his friend to know that he was so poor. One day, therefore, Nasreddin decided to teach the shopkeeper a lesson the next time that the man stopped him in the street and began to shame him publicly about his debt to him. Nasreddin said, "Wait a minute, how much money do I in fact owe you?" "You owe me exactly 122 liras," answered the shopkeeper. "Well," said Nasreddin, "if I paid you 40 liras this month, another 40 next month, and 40 more the month after that, how much would I still owe you?" "You will then owe me 2 liras." "Of course," answered the shopkeeper. "Well, aren't you ashamed of yourself," Nasreddin said, "giving me all this trouble for only 2 liras?" And then the last story. Mrs. Becker's sister was ill. She had someone to look after her from Monday to Friday, but not at the weekend. So every Friday evening, Mrs. Becker used to go off to spend the weekend with her at her home in a neighboring town. But as Mr. Becker could not cook, she had arranged for his sister to come over and spend the weekend looking after him at their home. This meant that Mr. Becker had quite a busy time when he came home from work on Friday evenings. First, he had to drive home from the railway station. Then he had to drive his wife to the station to catch her train. And then he had to wait until his sister's train arrived so as to take her to his house. Of course, on Sunday evening, he had to drive his sister to the station to catch her train back home, and then wait for his wife's train so as to bring her home. One Sunday evening, he had seen his sister off on her train and was waiting for his wife's arrival when a porter, who had often seen him at the station, came over and spoke to him. "You are having a lot of fun," he said, "but one day one of those women is going to catch you with the other, and then you will be in real trouble." Okay, thank you for attention and watching my video. Bye bye.